Welcome to Leading Leaders Podcast. 5-minute videos, 5 days a week. $1.2 million, according to Hoopers of London, translates to about 960,000 pounds. $1.2 million per transaction. Not playing in the NFL. Nope. That's what Kylie Jenner gets for an Instagram post. Subscribe now for our extensive video library of leadership lessons promoting faith, family, and freedom. I'm J Loren Norris with Leading Leaders Podcast. And I'm just curious, what is the value of great talent? We've seen over the last week a whole lot of drama created by someone who declared, I have to be released from this team, even though they drafted me. I don't want to play here. I want to go somewhere else. But while they wanted to go play for their immediate rival, they couldn't really pull that off. They did finally manage to get released from the Steelers and then get hired by another team with a gigantic contract. I believe the number was around $30 million to run up and down a green field and catch a ball flying through the air. Pretty impressive, $30 million. Guaranteed money, pretty impressive, a lot of money, great skill, talent. And I'm not questioning for a second the skill or the talent. You all know by now I'm talking about Antonio Brown. And the idea that a team like the Raiders would take him on and say, man, we are so excited, so stoked to have him here, to bring him in, and then have all the drama that comes up around that. It kind of makes you wonder the question, was he really ever excited about playing for the Raiders? I don't know the answer to that question, and I'm not going to try to judge the man's intent, but I can tell you this, even the guaranteed money that the Raiders offered him, which he then lost by not showing up for practice and all the drama that went around that, even, in fact, the guaranteed money that the Patriots are now willing to offer the same football player for the same skill, for the same game, for doing the same job, neither one of those teams comes anywhere near $1.2 million per transaction that Miss Kylie Jenner, the youngest billionaire, earns for an Instagram post. She uses one of these, just one of these. She doesn't put a helmet on. She doesn't get smacked in the head. She'll never run a crossing route and worry about getting her head taken off by somebody who's determined to put you out of the game or at least make sure you don't score any more points. See, that's never going to happen to Kylie Jenner, but she's still going to get $1.2 million every time she picks one of these up. I'm just wondering, in the course of a length of an NFL season, how many posts do you think Kylie Jenner makes? More than 30? I'm just guessing. I don't know the actual number, but that's all she'd have to make an Instagram post to generate more revenue than Mr. Brown's fantabulous season with guaranteed money. Just let that sink in for a moment. In fact, I believe the biggest number I heard this year for contracts was Mr. Elliott's, nearly $90 million. Some portions of that guaranteed and others yet to be seen. But even $90 million, do you think there's a chance in the course of the NFL season that Kylie Jenner picks this thing up more than 90 times? Because if the answer is yes, then again, she's not getting her head knocked off, not coming anywhere near it, but she's generating more revenue. So now my real question is there a chance that all the drama around this whole Steelers, Raiders, Patriots path had more to do with a retirement package that looks more like, hey, I can do this for $1.2 million, or I can do this for $30. I can do this a lot longer with a lot less risk to my physical harm. I can do this a lot longer and generate a lot more money in the course of a year than doing this. I'm just speculating. I don't really know. I can tell you this, though, that if you were to watch the Instagram world during the course of this whole Steelers, Raiders, Patriots journey, there's a whole lot of Instagram drama following Mr. AB. Maybe it's a retirement plan. I can tell you, though, that This is not the first player, and probably won't be the last in the history of the NFL, who saw major millions of dollars become minuscule dollars because of attitude. I think of one particular who once played for the Eagles and then also played for the Cowboys, and I believe one time for the 49ers as well. Really tall guy, really onerous guy, had those initials, in fact, T and O, and at one point was worth $25 million. But because of attitude, got shuffled from team to team to team, and then last I heard was hired on to play the same job in the same profession for the same skill set, for the same talent level, but at less than $250,000 because attitude is hard to manage. Now we'll have to see. Some people say there's a character car wash right outside the Patriots locker room where Mr. Belichick does a really good job of transforming these ne'er-do-wells into phenomenal character-based people as well as incredibly talented football players. We'll have to see how that works out. But I can tell you, my favorite from all of those in this last transition cycle would be one who retired and then came out of retirement. And as he came out of retirement and went back on the field and actually had some receptions yesterday. And I don't know that he makes anywhere near the amount of money that Mr. AB is asking for or that Mr. Elliott was guaranteed to receive. But I can tell you this, when it comes to character, Jason Witten is a stand-up guy. Jason Witten is a man of character. He's been in the Pro Bowl more than one time. He holds multiple records in the top 5 across the history of the NFL. He shows up, he plays for his team, he puts in the hard work both on and off the field. He's an exemplary citizen in the community as well. You never hear about the drug overdoses or the fist fights at the club. None of that stuff is in the history of Mr. Witten. Isn't that ironic? But he does his job at the highest level. He performs at the highest level. He influences, he impacts, and he earns a solid income at the highest level across the board. Now, if you're thinking about being a leader, I want you to ask yourself, am I in it for the money? Would I find myself comparing myself to the risk versus rewards of Mr. AB or Kylie Jenner and ask myself, do I really want to generate more money and forget about the risk? Or would I find myself in the place of Mr. Witten where I would say, I love making the money. It'd be nice if I made all that money, but I'm more interested in the impact and the investment and the influence that I can make right where I'm at, doing what I do at the highest level, the best way I can, with the best character that I can. I think if you're a leader, if you want to be a leader, if you're a leader who's aspiring to lead more, you should ask that motivation question of yourself before you begin to invest or even ask others to invest in you. Trust me, if you're leading for the wrong reasons, if it's all about the wealth and the fame and being at the top, you're going to lead someone astray because you yourself have already been led astray. If, on the other hand, you're leading because you believe that you have something of value to invest in others, then I believe you'll make a huge impact in this world and your influence will be worth following. If that's the reason you're motivated to lead, do it well. Do it at a high level. Do it with excellence. And do it with diligence, regardless of the pay. I'm J Loren Norris with Leading Leaders Podcast for Tell It Like It Is TV. Have a blessed day. Leadership team. If attitude is going to have a deep impact on your business and bottom line, make it a positive attitude with a positive impact. Visit jlorennorris.com/attitude hack